So for this part here at the bottom, I have a lot of curvature that I need to fix up, and it's not going to be as nice as this cylindrical part here, right? But I do want to again limit the seam to this inner edge here. So what I've done is selected these, and I'm going to just do a planar unwrap or a camera based. So right now I don't have any seams here that are visible, but in reality, right, these two edges are just on top of or these two polys are on top of each other. You can see if I select that section, it actually selects two polys. So what I can actually do here is I can cut this texture seam down here on the object. So I'll go to edge mode, select these edges that I want to cut along. Right, I'm going to go right down the center. Go to cut and sew under UV menu, or I can also go to cut and sew on the right, choose cut there. Right, now I can see that white texture seam. From here, I have a couple choices, right? By default, what I might want to do is select the faces and try to unfold to get myself a new shape, right? So this shape will fit better onto the existing handle that I have. However, what I might want to think about is actually leaving this separate depending on whether, say, if this in my original design, right, object mode. So I have to think about where my cut was between the wood and the handle in my original design. If it was closer to here, what I might even want to have done is to split these polys off. Looks like that was the area that I cut. So what I might want to do, select this bottom row here. Then, unfortunately it's not in this little section, but I can go to cut and sew split. Right, that should let me separate that piece. Then up here, right, I want to bring these pieces together. Select these edges up here, stitch together. Oh, so now I've separated everything into one piece. Stitch it back together, so. So with the sew done, then I'll just sew more of these edges, right? This is going to create stretching, so I'm going to have to go back to face mode and then optimize it. Maybe I can do it a couple times. Check my checkerboard, looks fine. So on my texture now, right, this section up here is going to all be cloth, whereas the top, if I look at the original design, right, this top part here is going to be wood, and this bottom part is also going to be wooden. So it's not a big deal if I want to separate the UVs along a part where I'm going to have a change in materials. And in fact, what that lets me do, just switch the texture back off, is I can actually now, if I wanted to, right, I can make this part take up a little more space. And the bottom is going to be this wooden bit. I'm going to scale it down to try to fit it in here, and then I'll just check checkerboard mode. Make sure that the squares are about the same size as the ones next to it. So I'm going to do the same thing for these bits up here, right? I'm going to select them, go to edge mode, and choose an edge where I'm going to cut along. I think this edge is good because it's quite hidden. Then I can cut in the UV editor. Select those spaces. Oh, it looks like I'm going to end up selecting both of them. So I'll select those ones as well and cut them. Let's see what this gets us. So in order to separate them again, I'll go to UV shell, choose unfold. That'll pop those pieces out, and then I'll just hit optimize a couple times. Right. Do the same thing here. Unfold, optimize a few times. Since they are opposites here, I might want to go to transform, flip, and then line them up on top of each other. So now I have that last piece that I needed, last piece of the puzzle. Gonna squish it in here. Oh, wait, no, I still have this piece to deal with. This is why I like to keep stuff on the outside, so I don't forget. Check checkerboards. It's a little bit higher res. So I'm actually going to scale it down in the UV editor. And check. So it looks like the checkerboards are a good size match there. Last piece is the very cap, right? So this part, I'm also going to use cylindrical unwrap on the faces. So I'm lining up the cylinder in here. Then I'm going to rotate it around until texture seam appears on the front. Scale it down over here and optimize it. Last part is the top of it, right at the very top of the axe. I'm just going to do an automatic unwrap to get this almond shape. I'm going to cut these edges. So this area, I can get rid of a little bit of these stitching issues here. So there we go. Last step is go to image, UV snapshot, output as a PNG 1024 by 1024, and just put it somewhere that you're going to remember. Hit apply. Oh, didn't like this save spot, so